and I'm a mom in recovery, recovering from being addicted to my son's addiction. And I sit here this morning being able to resonate and understand what many of the mothers across the Cape Flats are going through. Ek vra myself, waar is die paans, waar is die manne? These are the very mothers that has to sit on the court benches with their children. These are the mothers who go visit their children in prison. To date, we find that drug addiction is the only disease that you get arrested for having and not support. When our mothers go on their socks at 2 o'clock in the morning to the SAPS station, they aren't even able to assist us with the Section 33. Hulle vra vir ons wat is daai. Our generals having to come and account for the nonsense happening at our police stations. It is time that the station commanders sit before us and they answer with regards to the shortcomings to our communities. I luckily have visited Mitchell's Plain Police Station. Right across the road there, General Konaze, you have Town Center, a drug hub. Right across the road from Mitchell's Plain Police Station, often mass murders occurring at Town Center. Mitchell's Plain Police Station also, where many firearms walked out of that police station. Ek was by daai polisiestasie. I know exactly what is happening.
And crime is affecting everyone across the board. Doesn't matter whether you are in Constantia, because your kids are doing drugs in Gugulethu. Whether you are in Menenberg, your kids are doing drugs in Gugulethu and Menenberg. So we are all affected, because after they've taken drugs, they are scared to go in Constantia, but they will meet you somewhere. They will meet you somewhere. So we can't pretend as if we don't see what's happening in the country. And extortion is the highest. Actually, I'm talking about Gugulethu, that I know because I'm saying in Gugulethu. I'm saying it every day. You go to a spaza shop, comes the police van. I'm just now addressing the police because this is the police forum. Comes the police van, he walks in. You don't know what he's saying to the owner. Then he goes to the shops, he takes whatever he wants. This is a business. Nobody has gotten out, whether you're a policeman. We as citizens, we are paying them to survive. They cannot be expecting to be surviving by the spaza shops. It is wrong. Extortion is started by the police. The police are doing extortion. We see them, but we are scared to talk. You know, talking here today, I might be a target tomorrow. We're scared to talk. But are we going to die and leave a generation that is where the moral decay is done? Are we going to leave that generation? Our time has passed. We've got the 12-year-old girls, the 13-year-old girls who's doing prostitution. And as a country, I'm challenging you. Thank you, General Mkhwanazi, for your integrity. We were despondent as citizens in this country. And thank you for your integrity, that you have brought what we knew of the police before. We knew that police, we used to respect them. It's embarrassing when you watch TV and watch on your phones how illegal people are addressing our police who's supposed to enforce law. And the police, they will never retaliate. They keep quiet and allow. I'm not saying citizen, I'm saying illegal. The fact that they're illegal, they don't have a right to challenge our authority. Why does the same authority allow those people to challenge you in front of us? But when we challenge, when we stand up and march, we're called vigilantes. We are trying to restore. We are trying to restore the sovereignty of this country. Our blood is in the streets of this country, everywhere. We're trying to restore. Before we die, we want to make sure that our kids are taken care of. We need police that are going to talk because they're scared to talk. They don't want to talk. And we need to be united, all of us in Cape Town, or in South Africa, on the issue of immigration. Let's not pretend it doesn't happen. Let's not pretend that our kids are finished by drugs. And tomorrow is affecting us. we will have a president that is coming outside of this country. Let us here in South Africa, South Africans, deal with our issues that affects us. Let us not have a third force. You see governments in other countries talking about us, talking to us as if they feel our pain. We are the ones who's got kids.
Thank
That
you.
and nothing.
Your time has expired.
It's sad.
Thank you
Our
very
kids are nothing, and I'm asking the police to start acting like police people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Schikkerling. Honorable James.
Thank you so much, Chair, and thank you to everyone today who opened up themselves, opened up their vulnerabilities. I'm going to request, Chair, that the Secretariat arranges for counseling for all the women who spoke here today. It's not easy to speak out about your personal business and wearing your vulnerabilities on your sleeve. So that's the first thing. I want to say here today, as we plan, they too plan. They sat all day. They knew this was happening. They were listening. They're sitting amongst us. They are 2 steps ahead. Therefore, we cannot have conventional policing for unconventional patterns of crime unfolding. I am pleased today that we have our station commanders here, because for too long, we have our generals having to come and account for the nonsense happening at our police stations. It is time that the station commanders sit before us and they answer with regards to the shortcomings to our communities. I luckily have visited Mitchell's Plain Police Station. Right across the road there, General Konaze, you have Town Center, a drug hub. Right across the road from Mitchell's Plain Police Station, often mass murders occurring at Town Center. Mitchell's Plain Police Station also, where many firearms walked out of that police station. Ek was by daai polisiestasie. I know exactly what is happening. A week ago, I called that police station because there was a son terrorizing and beating his mother in that police station. She called them, they didn't respond. I called them, there was a language barrier. I told them about the address, they referred me to Lentegeur referred me back to them. They referred me back to Lentegeur, and eventually I had to just stand my ground and say, send a van, this is part of your jurisdiction. That is what are the challenges we have to face. If the general from, and I want to commend you, General Mtombeni from Gauteng, the provincial commissioner there. When I send him a message at 5 o'clock, guaranteed at 5:03, I'm going to have a response. Guaranteed by 5:30. There's someone that responded to my case. So unfortunately, that general has set a very, very high precedence. And so I don't see why I have to wait 5 days for Brigadier Miller to respond to my messages if we have a provincial commissioner responding within minutes. Mannenberg, we've heard you. I visited that police station. That police station is in dire need of vehicles. I have contacted National. I've spoken to Brigadier Motsekitsi a couple of weeks ago, and I said to her, even the CPF was begging, they said, ma'am, net alles het net 2 vehicles. And I want to put it on record today. Ek het gevra vir julle, ons wag nog steeds. Kleinvlei, I've also visited that police station. You say get onto the ground, my colleague. I am on the ground every day, every minute when the community calls. Kleinvlei, there wasn't even a space actually to conduct proper interviews. It looked like a house. I was shocked. I thought I was going to visit someone's home. Right now, I know that they are busy renovating that police station, and there's progress at that police station. So I thank you for the progress made there. I want to say that I have heard you. We have heard you. We've listened to, I've got 18 sets of remarks here. 18 people spoke, and we are going to look at having solutions for all 18 those challenges that was tabled here today. I also want to commend the lady that spoke to the importance of NGOs and NPOs, because apparently in South Africa, they think that those places have nothing better to do, that those are unemployed people looking for a stipend. Those are the people holding the moral fabric of our communities together. Those are the people that we need to allocate budget for. Anything that is unfunded in this country is not going to take us forward. So if they are saying to you that we have CPFs in our communities, working the ground, walking with the brigadier, late on a Friday evening, an unfunded mandate, so kan dit nie aangaan nie. We need to find the money and the money is there. We need to fund CPFs. We need to prioritize all our NGOs who fills the gap when DSD is not there, when SAPS is not there, when those departments aren't there. It is our mothers, it is our soup kitchens, it is our NGOs. Wat ons by mekaar hou in ons gemeenskap. DSD needs to step up. I heard you, Claudine, she's left now, unfortunately, when you said, I've called on this many, many years ago in Eldorado Park to say, toets ons police manne. We see how they come out of the Pelaposa and the drug houses sniffing. We see the white powders on their nose. And then you know what, because they're using tik, they are going through many cases and we say they are effective. Hulle is hoog van die tik gerook. This is why they are on standby 24/7. It is time that this country, that our SAPS starts prioritizing and we categorize the drugs. We need to understand what we are fighting. We can't fight something when we don't understand this demon. Tik is your chaos-causing drug. Tik. Your glas. That is your chaos-causing drugs. That is die drugs waar jy hoor die kinders slat en ryp hulle maans. Those are the dealers that we need to go after. Yet our drug stats records, because when our commissioners come in, they say, you know what, we need to go and answer to the big bosses, so we need the drug arrests coming in and we need your stats. And we find that they arrest thousands of users. I've heard you today when you said we've arrested quite a few for possession. We are tired of hearing about possession. We want to hear about dealing, because the ones that you are arresting for possession, that means you are criminalizing an entire community. That means when all of those children go serve 3 and 6 months in prison, they come back and guess what? They cannot have access to employment. Please stop arresting the user and start focusing on the dealer. I heard the pastors saying here today that, you know, you have pastors also, there's all these forums at different levels. Again, are you being funded? Are you being funded? How do we expect you to be effective? Because right now you spoke about 3 spears. I would like to see you dealing with bullying and all that sorts of things in every school, in every community. Someone needs to be linked. We need to have a policeman linked to every school, because all our schools are affected. So you are needed in our communities and you cannot do your job and you cannot speak proudly without being funding. Daar's baie geld daar buitekant. It's just not finding expression in our communities. I want to speak about, I heard you when we spoke about those cases on the court roll that gets put out, generals, case destruction and drug destruction. I attended some of them. I couldn't help but notice, and I was very concerned about the fact, and this is why our drugs are finding its way back into our communities, because guess how long they have to be at the lab? Sometimes more than 8 years. On those little forms where they bagged, that drugs was booked in 8 years ago. By the time it has to be at court as a possible, obviously the evidence, dan is hy drugs meer getamper, they know the loopholes, and those cases get struck off the court roll. Let us prioritize substance use disorder and drugs, and let us have specialized courts. If you are serious about this, let us have specialized courts dealing with drug cases. Let us have specialized units where members don't write on a docket and open up a case and they say, arrested him in front of a drug house. Imagine that. Why aren't you arresting the person owning the drug house? Why are you arresting the person? They know the loopholes. They know how cases get struck off the court roll. I am asking, one of the quick wins we can have here today, we can capacitate all our police stations by enforcing them and capacitating them with Section 33. So this won't add to the caseload of your detectives. Your detectives are sitting with many cases where children have been breaking into their own homes, stealing from their own mothers, and causing self-harm to themselves, to their families, and their streets. We can follow Section 33. That will take half those cases away from your detectives. There's a lot that we can do. Maar gaan het daar los vir vandag. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable James. I want to make one.
Chair, I'm so sorry.
No.
I have a minute left. I quickly I'm so sorry to interject.
You actually have 1 minute and 20 seconds, so go for it.
I have to use this. I want to say, Chair, and I'll say this publicly, I am going to show up at a police station on the Cape Flats. I am going to ask SAPS to accompany me to a house where there's pelapos and where there's drugs. I am going to do that. And let it be the last where SAPS members tells me they don't escort politicians. I am a mother, I am a citizen of this country, and I'm an activist. You will service even me. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable James.